I know you're excited for another exciting woodworking video, just like these yaks, but we need to slow down. Today we're going to be making one of those gigantic ruler thingies for measuring kids' heights. This is a red elm board that I harvested and milled. It grew in my grandpa's pasture over by Dassel, Minnesota. The tree was standing dead when I cut it down. It was a beaut. But here you can see them epoxy spots there. I filled a whole bunch of knots and cracks and things, which I did not get onto the video. And then you can also see the pencil lines across to just keep track of my sanding. So I'm just getting the board completely flat. We don't have a planer, so we just run it through the wide belt time saver again and again and again until it's flat on both sides. And we're having a little fun with the GoPro and trying a whole bunch of different angles and things like that. So if you haven't, subscribe. Like how I sneaked that in there? That's pretty good, wasn't it? Just here's another view where you don't get to see very often. The board's coming through the time saver views. Then it was time to cut the board to length. 6 feet is what we cut it at. We got a live edge on one side and we got a square edge on the other. Now we're jumping over to Vcarve Programming, which I already did the detailed stuff. And here it's saying, your piece is bigger than what the machine can cut. Do you know that? You're going to have to tile the toolpaths. And then I hit OK. I don't know why it didn't come up there, but it didn't. So here's what we're making. It's 6 feet long, 72 inches, and 11 inches wide. And we're going to run it through on the y-axis. And so I programmed all the lines, every 1 inch, and then made them different lengths so it looked like an actual ruler, tape measure. Now we're clicking on the Tile Toolpath button, and our tile manager is invisible right now. It's there in actuality, but it didn't get recorded in the screen recording. And I'm toggling through the tiles. I selected the measurement lines and I made those a profile toolpath with the 90-degree V-bit. I changed the passes to 1 pass because I was only going 1/10 of an inch deep on each pass. And then I was labeling it lines and calculating the toolpath. Now in my invisible, it was visible, tiling manager window, you can toggle through the tiles and see the toolpath. We're going to do a Vcarve toolpath for the numbers, and we're going to do it the same way with the tiling toolpath. And we're going to uncheck the flat clearance bit because I didn't need that. Our flat depth is set there. We labeled it numbers, and toggle through the tiles again so you can see the preview sections. And then we're going to preview all toolpaths, and I'm going to toggle again. That window will come up. I'm not sure why it didn't record when I did my screen recording. And then we change the toolpath color so we get a preview of what our project is going to look like. And we save our files. The neat part about this is it saves it nice, neat, and organized in a T-1, T-2, T-3 in our output. So in tile 1 it'll carve both toolpaths because they're the same bit. Then when you move to tile 2 and tile 3 it does that as well, which you will see on the machine in a moment here. So we're just saving and the suspense. It's killing me. I suppose I could have edited this little part out. I was probably thinking I would explain something else here. Alrighty, we're closer. There we go. I did not film how I put the board in, but it is definitely hanging out 4 feet past the machine because we're starting in the lower left-hand corner. And this is tile 1, and the camera gets bumped there a little bit. And it is engraving the numbers. And this is in fast speed. It actually took about 11 minutes per tiled area. In between tile 1 and 2, I made my tiles 24¼ inches, and so then I have to move my board down the y-axis 24¼ inches, and so I take the clamps off and move it down, and then you can see the little pencil mark right there by that line. That's where I started, and I made a clamp adjustment there. Wasn't sitting perfectly flat, which if I were to do it again I would change that part. But you can see the board sticking all the way through. I had to move it away from the wall, so if you ever have a small CNC machine, it's always a great idea to have it on wheels so you can move it for long stuff like this. And we're carving and carving. It's kind of fun just to sit and watch these carve away. Recommended to tell a joke here. So I wanted to tell you about the old Swede, Sven. He got a job working for the highway department, painting the lines. The first day he painted lines, he painted and he painted and he painted a whole mile. It was a very good job, very good day for Sven. Second day he got back to work and he was painting and painting, and he only painted a half a mile. And his boss was like, Sven, only half a mile today? Yeah, I was a little bit more tired today. Okay. Third day comes along and Sven gets back out there and he's painting again, and third day he only painted a quarter mile. And his boss is like, Sven, are you okay? And Sven's like, yeah boss, my feet are just tired, my back is sore, but it's okay. Fourth day, Sven's out there painting away, and he only painted an eighth of a mile on the fourth day. And Sven's boss was very concerned. He said, Sven, why has your production dropped so low? First day you did 1 mile. Second day, half a mile. Third day, quarter mile. Fourth day, only an eighth of a mile. Your production is just dropping off there, Sven. Sven says, yeah, don't you know there, boss, but the paint can, it keeps getting farther and farther away. Ba-doom-tsh. Sorry, I probably shouldn't laugh at my own joke. Actually, I didn't invent that joke, but it's a good one. Maybe not. Comment below if it's a good joke or not. All right. Even though we had sent it through the time saver, we had 100 grit sandpaper in there. I was going with 150 here to clean up any spots that were a little bit lower and the time saver didn't get, which wasn't too much. And then I like to just do a soft round over on the edges and kind of knock that down so there's nothing sharp. And just sand away here, and then we grab some hand sandpaper with a 220 block, and I finished it up going with the grain on everything, knocking down the live edge there, just so it's all nice and pretty. And then we'll go over the whole thing. I just take a sheet of 220 sandpaper and I wrap it around a block of wood from the scrap bin. I won't link the description of where you get your block of wood, but it just comes from the scrap bin. And there we are, vacuuming all the dust off. Into the finishing room, we're applying some stain and making it real nice. I do like the staining process. Seeing the grain come out, the knots come out, super cool. Try not to rub through the paint areas. If you do that, it can smear the paint, and then you got trouble on your hands. And we're just making sure that it's all with the grain and all pretty there. And then we put up one coat of polyurethane on, and here I'm sanding off that first coat, sanding down the high spots, and then prepping it with a blue rag, wiping off the excess, and then getting ready to do the second coat. Thanks for hanging out to the end of the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all those other things. Have a great day.